Hello, and welcome to Dark Hearts with Stacey Lee. I'm so glad you're here today. Today's story is gruesome and it's shocking. It's a warm day in Indiana as a woman drives along a bridge near Crawfordsville. As she drives, she sees something unusual dangling off the side of the bridge, and so she stops to take a better look. What she sees is horrifying, and it initiates an investigation which uncovers a troubled marriage, an angry and vengeful husband, and a terrible murder. This is the story of Michael and Hope Parks, the headless body on the bridge. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to see more from me, it does help a lot. I'm your host, Stacey Lee. Let's begin.
911, where is your emergency?
I'm on North 225 West Road. There's a body hanging off the bridge, no head. There's a car coming.
You okay?
There's a dead body.
That's a deer.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But I'll back up and I'll tag.
I'm on the phone with the cops now.
Okay, she thinks it's a deer?
No, it's a body. It's a body.
From what I can tell, it looks like an arm.
Yeah, that's what I've seen, with no head. I'm freaking out.
You're fine. I'm going to pull over and I'm going to stay with you.
Okay. I've never seen something like this.
As the sun rises around 5 a.m., police swarm the bridge and find the 911 caller with other drivers who have gathered, standing around, visibly shaken. Some are crying. The police approach the gruesome find, which the women first believed to be a dead deer. This would be a likely assumption. Deer get hit by cars all the time. Perhaps a motorist hit the deer and threw it over the side of the bridge and it got caught on the guardrails. But this was not a deer. Hanging from the side of the Sugar Creek Bridge on County Road 225 was the battered and headless body of a woman. Her arms were broken and bent at unnatural angles. She was bruised all over and she had been decapitated. The body wasn't caught on the bridge as initially assumed. It had been stuffed in a small space between the bridge's underside and the structure holding it up. Her legs were dangling in the air. As officers cordon off the scene and the coroner is called, a second 911 call comes into the dispatch center. On the line is Michael Parks, and he is calling to report his wife, Hope Parks, missing.
Hi, my name is Michael Parks, and me and my wife, we kind of got into an argument Tuesday, and I haven't seen her, and I'm getting worried.
Okay, what's her name?
Hope? Somebody picked her up. She got into a car with somebody, and they left. It was either a silver or a white, like Honda Civic.
As you heard, Michael claims that Hope disappeared after an argument a few days earlier. He claims his wife threw her wedding ring at Michael, then her keys, and then someone in a white or silver car came to pick her up. He doesn't know who, of course, because this never happened. But this is what Michael is claiming. An officer then calls Michael to get a description of Hope, knowing that this body has been found. Michael describes Hope and the tattoos that she has on her body. One of those tattoos is a heart with the name Michael on it. The body on the bridge has that exact tattoo, and now the police know that the headless woman is Hope Parks. Michael was then told to come to the Crawfordsville Police Department. He is taken into a room at the police department, but it's not an interrogation room like we usually see in these cases. It's a comfortable room with a love seat and a recliner. Police departments have started furnishing these rooms, and they call them soft interrogation rooms. They're used when the police want to break news to someone or calmly or more gently interview someone that might be a suspect. There, a police officer speaks to Michael and informs him of what they found. He also wants to know about Michael and Hope's relationship. Michael immediately begins speaking negatively about his wife and about their son, who he intimates is dangerous. Then the police tell Michael that they have found his wife. He has very little reaction and continues to speak poorly about his wife.
What'd you call the police department about?
I'm worried about her.
You're worried about your wife?
Yes.
Okay. Why? What's going on? I mean,
We've been arguing over my son for the last couple of months.
Okay.
He's in and out of drugs. Can't keep a job. He brought drugs into the house. I kicked him out. I don't want him there. She wants him there. It got to the point where I told her to choose between me or him. One of us has got to go. Well, he left. She's been wanting him to come home. I say no. He got a speeding ticket and the proof of no insurance or whatever they call that. He has the car. It's his car. It's in my wife's name.
Oh, okay.
But he paid her for the car. He never took the title. I told her to give it to him, cancel the insurance. She never did. So that's how the argument started. She texted me, asked me if I called the insurance. I said no. I said I haven't had time. You can read it.
Okay. Let's see. Has some drug issues or anything? Does your wife have any alcohol or drug issues?
No.
Is there anything that?
No.
Okay.
She's very controlling.
As far
She's
as
very clean.
self-control or controlling on everybody?
Controlling on everybody, which I'm used to it. They don't bother me.
Yeah, for 25 years. You find your niche. I mean,
I've gotten used to it. I take medication. I do have anger issues, but I take medication for it. But I've never done anything.
So nothing controlled substance, no Xanax or anything like that. Okay. Now, and granted, it's what all families do as well, especially if you're arguing over a kid and stuff.
I want to hurt him. I hate to say this and have it on recording, but I do. I want to hurt him. That's why he had to go.
Would you confide in him or your daughter?
Yes.
Or
him.
Okay.
Me and my daughter are real close. Her and John are real close. She'll do anything for me, which that's what makes me mad.
Has she ever been known to kind of step outside the marriage at all?
No.
Is there nothing?
No.
Nobody from her past that she could run to?
We used to live in Illinois. Me and my daughter talked about that. I said, if anything, it's my daughter. I haven't told her yet.
Well, and we're still, I mean, they're still doing some stuff somewhere else. So that's why we're talking to you to get information. And I actually don't even know what all the officers told you. I'm just trying to get
he just
overall picture.
Told me that the tattoos that I described to him, which I do have pictures of them, the tattoos matched the description.
You said earlier you were going to give her till Friday. What made you decide to go ahead and call today?
My emotions. I'm very worried. I miss her.
Make it happen. So we're still looking into that. What made you think that something had happened to her?
I think it's just stress. I didn't think anything happened to her. It's just worried. I wanted to know where she was.
He's going to go over paper with you as far as the consent and just consent to search your house and the car, because there's some things we need to find out about her. Because like I said, I don't know her and I don't really know you. Because we need to find out how she got
search her car.
Yeah, but I'll go ahead and let him fill out paperwork. I'll step outside and I'll try to get some more information.
What we'd like to do is be able to get consent, and we'd like to be able to get that from you. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
I can bring you the car right now if you want. Get the shakes.
Would you like you need a bottle of water or anything?
The police then take a break, and Michael goes to smoke a cigarette. When he comes back, the tone of the interview has changed, and the officer informs Michael that they've found blood at his house. There is blood in the driveway and blood in the garage. They've also found a bloody shoe print. Cops find a .22 rifle with ammunition at the residence as well, and there is also a trail of blood droplets along with the .22 shell casing in the yard of the home. In the couple's bedroom, police found Hope Parks' cell phone hidden in a safe in the bedroom. The cops found a man's shoe with a tread similar to the footprint found in the garage. The investigating officer now has some more pointed questions for Michael at this time because they have not only found blood, footprints, a gun, and ammunition at the Parks residence, they have located Hope Parks' head.
Part of what we're looking for, and we found some blood at your house. Would there be any reason why there would be blood at the house?
Me? I cut myself. My finger. I smashed my finger.
There was some blood located in the garage.
That would be when I smashed my finger. I was doing the transmission. And you say you saw the motor and stuff in there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
See the truck? It's a badass truck.
So this is kind of where you need to kind of step up to the plate and tell us what happened. It was at your house, but something happened to her.
Not with me.
There's nobody else that could have been.
I don't know what to tell you. Saying I did something?
Yeah. You've got 2 kids with her. You've lived a long life with her.
I didn't do anything. I swear to God, I did not do anything.
Well, part of it is, like I said, we went through the whole house. We found everything.
What's everything?
Her. The rest of her.
Okay.
So
What?
her head. You know, we found everything. So and obviously you're not a bad person. You've provided for your family. You've done. So what happened? What snapped?
I know what you're thinking, but no, it wasn't me. I'm sorry.
Who else could it be?
Talk to my son. I told you we've had people come to the house.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbors know about it.
Yeah, I've talked to him quite a bit today. But part of it too, you know, you're telling your son, you know, if he's screwing up, then, you know, you need to step up to the plate. And if you screwed up, you need to step up to the plate.
Yes, I understand.
There's nobody that's going to hurt your wife like you would hurt her. And that's what happened to her.
It wasn't me. No. No.
The next person I need to talk to is your daughter. And I'm going to have to explain it.
Talk to my daughter.
We'll have a seat, sir. Something happened to her that night. And something happened to her at your house. You were the only one there at your house that night.
I guess this is the part where I need a lawyer. Because you're not listening to me. I'll answer your questions. I'm just saying I didn't do this.
Okay.
And you can ask me this 100 times, and I'm still going to tell you I did not do this.
You're the only one at the house. You're the only one who can know what happened to your wife. Okay? You didn't mean to do this to her. How did she lose parts of her body in your house?
No clue.
You have a clue.
No, I do not.
Yeah. There's nowhere else for us to look. There's nowhere else for us to go. There's nobody else to talk to about this. But
All right, I want a lawyer. You guys got this all wrong.
Can't talk to you anymore, but it's.
Michael asks for a lawyer, and this stops the interview. He is then arrested and taken into custody. The police continue going through the house, taking everything that could be evidence into possession. Investigators go through not only the living space of the home, but the outside and surrounding property, which includes the crawl space. For 4 days, the investigation continues, and the police don't believe they're going to get much more out of Michael. But like many criminals, he thinks he can talk his way out of this. So 4 days after the discovery of the body, Michael Parks let his jailers know that he would like to speak to the detectives. So he is transferred to the police station for a second interview. He has concocted a story, the story of an accident, and he wants to tell his story to the police.
Hey, Mr. Parks. Sure you remember me from the other day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It was Tuesday. I got off work early at 3:30. I was home by 4:15. Kids came over. Like I said, that was not a lie. We were arguing, like I said, over my son. I was on the back porch after everybody left. I was going to shoot a groundhog. I had groundhogs in the backyard. I knew it. My neighbor does. He never came back. I went to discharge the gun. I shot 3 rounds into the tree. I went in the house. I was going to clean the gun. I sat at the kitchen table. It went off. There was still 1 round in it. She hit the floor. She was fixing dinner, and I panicked. I just flat out panicked. I didn't know what to do. Blood everywhere. I covered it up. I picked everything up. I cleaned the mess up. I put it in the garbage. Everything else is just kind of blurred. I sat there and I cried. I thought about everything that was going on with fighting, with John, with the gun. Nobody was going to believe me. I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry I lied.
No, that's fine. Now here's a chance for you to tell us what happened. So she's on the floor. You're upset, obviously. What did you do at that point?
I wrapped her in a tarp and took her down to the basement. I cleaned everything up.
When you took her downstairs, you said you wrapped her up in a tarp. What
was a blue tarp?
Guns and what people tell me, so I'm just regurgitating information as far as...
That's the only gun I've ever fired.
Okay. The closer you are to something or somebody, you get more residue, and the further away, the less residue you get when you fire the gun. So she seemed to have some residue around the entry wound. So that would indicate that the gun would be closer, well, 4 or 5 feet.
For me to be able to help, I gotta know your side.
I don't know how close she was standing. I know that she was getting ready to fix dinner. That's all I know. And I sat down. I had the gun in my hand. That's when it went off. I'm telling you, I did not do it deliberately.
The doctor and the gun shop, he actually put in his report that it was a contact wound, which means the barrel was close to the skin when it went off.
Then maybe she was closer than what I thought.
You're at the table, and she's at an angle. Can I get some more? There's going to be 2 schools of thought on this. One, somehow you tragically shot her with the muzzle of the gun touching the back of her head. Or 2, there was a disagreement, there was an argument, and a snap,
there was no
bad judgment. No argument after everybody left.
No argument.
Were you still just upset from the argument earlier? It's just people on the outside looking in.
I don't care what anybody else thinks. The whole thing was shooting her. If she was where she was standing, I don't know. If she was right there, I don't know. I did not stick the gun to the back of her head and pull the trigger. I did not do that.
And all I'm telling you is the science proves differently.
Then she was closer than what I thought.
That's a lot closer.
That's all I can say.
Okay. You didn't want her to die.
No.
But circumstances led to her death. What was the mental capacity of you at the time? Kind of a Tasmanian devil kind of event after she's on the ground. You lost it. And it's okay to tell me that because that shows emotion.
And before he came in, that was the one thing that I was trying to figure out what happened. The hamburger, if she's down here.
I think I'm the one that knocked it off the stove.
Can you tell us what's going on when that hamburger gets knocked off the stove?
Yeah, I think I called myself an idiot. The you do?
Ever been a problem with that rifle's trigger and going off when you didn't want it to, or?
Not that I know of, no. I didn't even have it that long.
Okay.
Maybe a week and a half.
I mean, she's got, none of us are young anymore, so I mean, your skin doesn't stay like it should. So each drag, did like just the muscle and the skin go with it?
I don't even remember doing it.
I don't remember that part. Yeah. And that's the brain again, trying to protect you from typically the goriest, most traumatic parts.
There is no way that the gunshot happened the way you're presenting it. So
This was the time.
Like I said, I don't remember exactly how it happened. I'm telling you, I did not do it on purpose.
Didn't kill her on purpose or didn't shoot her on purpose?
I didn't shoot her on purpose.
So, in your opinion, would you call that just recklessness? It was just, because if you've got it up in the air, nobody's going to say, well, you couldn't have shot her if it was laying on the table facing down the hallway.
Reckless, yes. The conversation we were having at the time was over John. With the insurance, the car insurance. Because she lied to me over the car insurance. She told me that she was going to cancel the insurance.
Are you a fist-pounding kind of guy when you're mad? You're like, damn it, woman, just do what I'm asking you to do. And the gun was in your hand, unfortunately, at that time? Squeeze reflex?
Yes. I don't remember everything. But what you said makes sense. Like I said, that it was not intentional.
I just want to know why. Because that's the same thing you're going to want to know. Same thing your daughter wants to know. When your son wisens up, it's the same thing he's going to want to know.
I know why it happened. And I can never tell him. I can't do that to him. Because that's the reason why I pulled the trigger. Not intentionally.
That's quite the story, Michael. It makes little sense, but Michael knows he's been caught and figures this is the best way to try and get out of what he's done. At the end of that second interview, Michael is taken back to jail, and word of his arrest reaches the media.
Thanks for inviting us in tonight at 5. We want to begin with this crime that you hear about only on TV shows or movies, but this time, this crime happened in Crawfordsville, horrifying a small community. And now this man is under arrest. He is accused of decapitating his wife and hiding the evidence. Our Rich and I talked with neighbors today, trying to process a real-life nightmare on Elm Street.
Police believe Michael Parks murdered his wife Hope at their Crawfordsville home sometime between August 18th and the 20th. Early last Thursday morning, a headless body was found on this bridge just outside Crawfordsville. And that's when Michael reported his wife missing. Michael told Crawfordsville police he had not seen or talked to his wife for 2 days after they had an argument at the house and she left on August 18th. Police searched the property and found dried blood in the driveway, garage, rear deck, and backyard. A search warrant led to the discovery of Hope's head buried in the cellar.
Hope's remains were taken in for an autopsy. The medical examiner determined that Hope Parks had been shot in the back of the head. She had also suffered blunt force trauma to her chest and extremities. Her remains were identified using fingerprints and dental records. But I find this so sad and disturbing. Hope's family members also had to assist in identifying her. They had to see her decapitated head. A further search of the Parks property turned up a blue tarp with bloodstains on it. Police believe Michael used this tarp to transport his wife's body to the bridge. Cops also found additional hair and plastic bags containing blood-soaked rags that Michael had hidden in the cellar floor in a hole that he had dug just for that purpose. As word spread of Hope's murder and Michael's arrest, neighbors expressed shock at learning what happened right in their own backyard.
Seth Hubble lives just a few houses away on Elm Street. He shot this video of police taking Michael's truck away as evidence.
I live here with my wife and we have 3 kids. It's hard to, what do you tell them, you know? They wonder, you know, and they're young. So, you know, how do you comfort your kids from, you know, telling them that, you know, there's a murder right down the street?
Court records say Hope was killed by a gunshot to the back of the head. Police recovered a .22 caliber rifle from the house and a matching spent cartridge casing from the yard. Digging deeper in the cellar, uncovered plastic bags containing blood-covered rags.
It's sad. Sad for the neighbors. It's sad for the community. Just, you know, not a lot of things like that happen here in Crawfordsville, and it's very, very numbing.
Michael made his initial court appearance by video this morning. A not guilty plea was entered. He is held at the Montgomery County Jail without bond. His trial is scheduled for January 12th.
Michael Parks pled not guilty, but then in May of 2022, before his trial was set to begin, Michael withdrew his original plea of not guilty and entered a plea of guilty as part of a negotiated plea agreement. Lieutenant Jared Templeman and Lieutenant David Long entered affidavits showing that Michael Parks Googled bottle silencers, and do they work on his computer. This shows premeditation. The officer stated that after Michael Parks shot Hope in the back of the head, he used a miter saw to decapitate the body, and then he buried the head in a hole dug in the basement floor of the residence. Ugh, it is just unthinkable. How can you do this to anybody? But the mother of your children, somebody that you've lived with for decades? Michael put Hope's body in the tarp and transported her remains to the bridge over Sugar Creek, where he left it slumped over the railing. The court reviewed Michael Parks' criminal record, which showed multiple charges of domestic battery, all of which had been dropped. So this is yet another case where the killer has a history of violence towards his victim and has a history of not being punished for those instances of violence against the person he eventually murders. It is incredibly frustrating to me, and I'm sure to you as well. Even with the mitigating factors present, premeditation, mutilation, unlawful disposal, Michael was allowed to enter a plea, and Judge Harry Siamis found Parks guilty before sentencing him to his requested 50-year sentence. I'm not really sure why he's making demands at this point. I mean, he is caught dead to rights. As part of this plea deal, Michael Parks must serve the sentence in its entirety minus 625 days before the plea deal. He will be 94 years old before he can be released from prison. I don't think he's going to make it that long. I want to send love to the friends and family of Hope Parks. Regardless of the issues in the marriage, no one deserves to be treated this way, killed, and then disposed of in this heartless manner. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I will continue to say this until the day I die. If someone puts their hands on you, it's time to leave, unless immediate and drastic action is taken by the violent person, which includes therapy, anger management, and subsequent proof that they have changed. They are going to hurt you again, and the next time might be the last time. Thank you for joining me on Dark Hearts with Stacey Lee. I sure appreciate you, and especially to my patrons. If you join my Patreon, you will get bonus content that you cannot see or hear anywhere else. This is my podcast. It's on Apple and Spotify. I post brand new episodes every Monday and Wednesday. We've got 2 fundraisers running right now. This is our perpetual fundraiser. We raise money to donate to police departments. All of the details are in the video. And I'm also raffling off this painting. It's one of mine. I'm donating it to the cause. There's a short on my channel that has all the details of how you can get me $5 and your name will be entered into the raffle. 100% of the proceeds go to NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. For $5, you might own the painting. If you don't win, you've donated $5 to a really good cause. I always appreciate you joining me. Your support keeps me going. Stay safe, my friends, and be kind to each other. And I will see you next time on Dark Hearts with Stacey Lee. Bye.